Hey everybody, I am so excited to be sharing with you today one of my favorite recipes for brownies. Brownies are one of my favorite things. I'm pretty sure everybody is sort of obsessed with brownies. But what I love about these is not only are they the most kick-ass brownies recipe I have, they are combined with a chocolate tart crust. So that's why they're called Townies. It is a brownie with a tart crust. And it's pretty simple to make. So first I'm gonna make the crust, which is just 2 cups of flour, basically 2 sticks of soft butter, 1/4 cup of mini chocolate chips or finely chopped chocolate, 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, and then a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, so that's for the crust. And then for the main brownies, I have just 1 cup of flour, I have 1 stick of butter that I've browned and melted, I have 1 cup of white sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 4 eggs, some vanilla, a cup of chocolate chips, about 3.5 ounces of melted chocolate, and then a 1/2 cup of beer. So it's gonna have this really amazing flavor. If you don't want the beer, that's fine. You can switch it out for coffee, or you wanna be lame, water, I guess, but do coffee. First, I'm gonna just combine the butter, the flour, the powdered sugar, the cocoa powder, and the mini chocolate chips just all at once until it comes together. And at first, it's gonna look like it will never form into a dough. It will look very sandy and shaggy, but I promise, wait with it, it will turn into a dough. Look at that, gorgeous. It looks like beautiful dough. And the nice thing is you can just eat it raw because it doesn't have any eggs in it. So I have a 9 by 13 inch pan lined with parchment paper. So next I'm gonna take this dough and I'm actually gonna lay it in the bottom of my pan, just so it's pretty even. And then with my hands, I'm gonna press it down. So my dough is done. I'm now gonna bake it in the oven for about 15 minutes at 350, maybe a little longer if it's kind of on the thick side. I basically want it to be mostly cooked through. So while that's baking, I'm gonna get started on the brownie batter. And it's a pretty basic system. I'm going to cream together the eggs and sugar. First, I'm gonna add the white sugar and mix it together. Next, I'm gonna add some brown sugar. And then I'm gonna add in the rest of my wet ingredients. So I'm gonna add the vanilla extract, and then I'm gonna add the brown butter. So I'm just gonna stir that together. Then I'm going to add some melted chocolate. And then I'm gonna add in a 1/2 cup of beer. This is a dark stout, by the way. You wanna choose a beer that actually goes with the chocolate flavor. And I don't have many dry ingredients. It's just 1 cup of flour, and then a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, and then a nice big fat pinch of salt. So now I'm gonna add my wet ingredients kind of gradually to the dry. So just like 1/3 at a time. All right, and the last step is I'm gonna add some of my chocolate chips. So now I'm just gonna pour it over the hot crust and then pop it back into the oven at 350. And this time I'm gonna bake it for about 40 minutes. It's basically between 35 and 45 minutes. Townies are out of the oven, they have cooled, so now I get to do this nifty trick. I love parchment paper for this reason. I just can pull it out and the brownies are ready to go. All right, so it's time to slice it up. And these are pretty rich, so I tend to slice them on the small side. And I don't think I can taste these without a cup of milk, so that's happening. All right. I love these brownies so much because basically every ingredient in them are meant to add an exclamation point to the chocolate flavor. The dark beer, the brown butter, the brown sugar, there's chocolate chips, melted chocolate, and cocoa powder. There is just so many layers of chocolate awesomeness in here. And here's the other thing. I love an underbaked brownie. Like, that is my jam. And the cool thing about this is because there's a tart crust, it means that the brownies can be on the gooey side, but they still can be held. They're not gonna kind of fall apart in your hands. Because of the crust, they're really easy to pick up, take a bite, and eat, and still look like a dignified lady. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make my absolute favorite versions of brownies, Townies. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you make them and how they turn out. What's your favorite brownie recipe? Do you have any sort of tips or tricks for how you make brownies? All right, well, I will talk to you guys later. Until then, cheers. I will talk to you soon.